All right, it looks like we're live. We're getting there anyway. We'll see what happens. Come on, YouTube, make it happen. All right, if anybody is there in chat, feel free to leave a comment. And we should see. All right, we're getting there. All right, hello, I am Drew Badger, the founder of EnglishAnyone.com and the English Fluency Guide. Welcome to another live video here on YouTube. This should be an entertaining one. Hopefully it won't be too long. I want to get right into it, but if you have any questions, let me know. Today we'll be focused primarily on fixing spelling and pronunciation errors and showing how this is actually fun and it can be entertaining. And I want to show you how to do this like a native. So for a bit of background, Mohammed, nice to see you there. Nice to see everybody out there. For a bit of background, native speakers have usually a specific order, a system where they're learning to spell and pronounce English. So they're learning to connect the different letter combinations with the way we would spell things. So if we have a word like a cat, C-A-T, I'll put this up here. Actually, let me erase the board. All right. So if we have a word like cat, this is a consonant, vowel, consonant, and then we put an E at the end here, we get Kate. So we can have things like educate or decorate or other things like that that have the same kind of spelling to them. But often in TV shows when people are learning, or like little kids are learning English, so they will learn the vocabulary, but they will often take words and people will play games with kids by changing just one letter in a word. So as an example, we would take a word like fish, for example, and then think, how might we change this to something else? And so part of this is about learning the pronunciation rules and showing how words can change even if we change just one letter. So even with one letter, we can make a completely different word or actually transform a whole sentence, as I'll show you later. But it can make a much more entertaining way and a more memorable way because it's fun. That helps you understand words and pronunciation, grammar, things like that. So if we look at this, like we can probably change this in a few different ways. I'm going to see just to make sure everybody understands what I'm talking about here. So we just change one letter, like let's say we change dish over here. So we've got fish and this changes to dish. So very simple. So when children are learning this, they would probably see like a little image of a fish, and then they might see the image of a dish like that. All right. And so we might take this, we might even change the word. Maybe we use fist like that. So we take a little a fist and show people, oh, like I'm not probably going to draw that very well, but this is kind of like my hand like that, like a fist, okay? And so here we are changing just one letter, and this is often in like a TV show for children or a game, something like that, where we really want to help people understand something. So punch would be a different thing. You would do that. That's like a completely different word. But again, you can hopefully get the idea here. The yellow t-shirt is very suits so cute. Thank you for your passionate class. I'm glad to hear it. Yes, it's like a sunny day today, so I'm wearing a yellow shirt. Usually what I do, I don't really care. I should care more, I guess, about my fashion. But what I do is I have a drawer with shirts in it, and I just, like, when I get clothes, they're washed, they go back in the drawer, and I just use the stuff on top. So I have stuff under there. I said, oh, let me look down and pick a shirt or something that I haven't worn in a while, and there you go. Hopefully everybody gets this. I wanted to do this with some longer phrases, just so you can get the idea, and hopefully this will make sense to everyone. But it's much more entertaining, and because it's entertaining, you remember it better. And that's the point of trying to learn simple things this way. We really want to make one change because the goal is clarity. The goal is to help you understand something and eliminate any doubt about pronunciation or grammar or vocabulary, whatever that is. So I thought I thought about doing this video because a friend of mine had a sign that said this. It said, "Help for busy teachers." Hopefully that fits on there. All right. So he has a sign that says "Help for busy teachers." Help for busy teachers. And now I was looking at that sign and thinking, how could we change the sign completely? And like, how can we change the sign completely with just one letter? All right. So I want to do that as an example, just a couple of these here in this video, and it should give you a key like, wow, look at that. It's much more interesting and fun if we can take a sentence or even a short phrase like this and start changing letters, and that will show us how the pronunciation is different, but it will also teach us a little bit of vocabulary at the same time, and it really is a great way to learn. So let me check out any quick comments, questions over here. Nice to see people there. I am Frank. Nice to see you there. I love English so much. Is on my way. Bruno, love to be here. Nice to see you there. Amar is here. Bruno again. Diana, hello. Mohammed. Let's see. Oh, from Mexico. Ming says hello. Zoe says, please teach me writing structure. This will not be the right class for that. But if you want to learn how to become a better writer, you really should just look at good writing. Especially the kind of writing you'd like to do. So if you want to write more like a, I don't know, like an essay, or you want to write fiction, whatever it is you want to do, you should get examples of that particular thing. So just look at how other people write and actually write that by hand with a pen and pencil. So don't do it with a computer, actually write it out by hand. That will help you understand it better. All right, let's see. Muhammad says, I love my little fish. All right, answer that question already. Bridget says, hello, teacher. Nice to see you there. Lewis said, this is my first month in Fluent for Life. I feel so happy that I'm really learning the language and quickly. Thank you, Drew. Awesome. Look at that. More people joining Fluent for Life and understanding the program. Lewis, send us a video of how you're speaking better. I would love to share that with more people. We actually don't share. We get videos from people about how they're improving with the program, but I'm very bad about like sharing that. I need to do more. So please send a video if you're improving. That's great. Anurag says, hello, good morning. I love you. Glad to hear it. H. Ray says, hi. Zoe Clark, this is a really good lesson. Glad to hear it. John Alexander says, good evening. Greetings from Colombia. Hola from Mexico says Antonio. Hola, teacher from Brazil. Greetings from California. Look at that. People from all over the place. Hello, Drew from Costa Rica. Have you heard about this country? I have. We know about Costa Rica. Nils, unfortunately not in the front today. It's okay. Better late than never. Nice to see you there, Nils. Hopefully all is well in Wisconsin. Sita back. The manager. Nice to see the manager here. Drew, hopefully everything is doing fine. Everything is doing well. This is hello from Vietnam. Help for busy teachers. How come? Good morning from India. Okay, let's get into the lesson. So as I mentioned, usually American kids or British kids, Australian kids, they will all have these same kinds of things when they're learning the language, where people will manipulate a word, as I showed earlier, like taking fish, and how do we change that into like something else that could hurt somebody? And people would think, oh, like a fist. Oh, that's an interesting thing. And so for this one, how do we change this? Let's say we change this help for, and instead of busy, we will change this target word here, and we will make bushy teachers. Bushy teachers. It maybe could be like a teacher that like looks like a bush or something. I don't know. A bushy teacher. That'd be kind of weird. But you hear the point here is focusing on the pronunciation, but also it changes the whole sentence. So not just help for busy teachers, they're bushy. I don't know, maybe they have like bushy hair or something like that. Help for bushy. So listen carefully to the difference in this sound. We only change one letter. We're adding the letter H in here. Busy, bushy. Busy, bushy. Busy and bushy. Busy and bushy. Isn't that interesting? We change just one letter and it can change the whole way we say the word. Help for bushy teachers. Help for bushy teachers. All right. Now I'm going to give a few more of these, but if you can think of any, put that sentence or that just little phrase here in the chat. All right. Play along with me. We're going to change a few more of these things and see if we can make some more interesting sentences over here. So we've got help for, instead of busy teachers, we've got bushy teachers. So Zoe again asking, do I teach writing? Not especially. We don't really focus on that. Our goal is really to help people speak. That's what we do. But certainly you can learn to write just by getting lots of examples from good writing. All right, so help for bushy teachers, help for busy teachers. Let's see. And of course, I need some help over here too. Of course, we have our fire truck or ambulance like usual. It's like a tradition, you know, we have to have an ambulance or somebody come by over here. All right, there's another word. Maybe you know bushy. Do you know this word? We're going to change busy again. Busty. Busty teachers. Who knows what this word means? All right, so it's a different pronunciation. Again, we've got busy teachers over here and busty teachers. What is a busty teacher? See if you can figure out what that is. Does anybody know what a busty teacher would be? A busty. What does that mean to be busty? Busty. Do you know that word? So busty means actually having like, this is for women who have a large chest. We'd say, oh, that's like a very busty. So this is talking about the bust, like you had a busty teacher. Nice. So help for busty teachers. So let's say we only want to help like teachers who have like a large chest, like women, female teachers. So this is called like the bust. So the breast area up here. So help for busty teachers. I remember I had a few busty teachers when I was a kid as well. I remember that. Help for busy teachers, help for bushy teachers, and help for busty teachers as well. All right. If you can think of any more ways to manipulate this just by changing one letter, let me know. See if we give you another one. All right. Now, let's say we have help instead of for, we have form, busty or busy or bushy or busy teachers. So help form instead of for, we've got form. So help form busy teachers. This means like to help make something, help make that. So if we want to help make busy teachers, we want to actually make people, you know, like we want to make them busier. Or we want to create teachers who are busy. Or we want to make bushy teachers. Or we want to form busty teachers. Like imagine a factory where they're making like busty teachers, you know. Help form busty teachers. Help form, or you could have a dusty teacher as well. If we want to manipulate this, we change the B to a D, and we have dusty. We change it again. Ooh, look at that, another one. I was thinking of that one too. I was going to save that for later, but yes, we could have hell. Hell for busy teacher. So hell for busy teachers, like if you're making hell for someone, it means you're making their life very difficult or something is very frustrating. All like this is like hell for, like this classroom is hell for busy teachers or hell for teachers in general, okay? So hell for something, it just means to make it very difficult, all right? Isn't this interesting? You will probably not see this on a children's TV show, but you guys can have some fun with this as well. Hell for busy teachers, or hell for bushy teachers, hell for busty teachers, or dusty teachers as well. Or we could also take, so if we have help again over here, so help, and we can make this same pronunciation, but the meaning changes. For. So help for busy teachers. We want to help four of them. Help for busy teachers, help for busty, bushy, or dusty teachers as well. All right. So I just want to make this, just wanted to do a quick video today. I'll take questions now about anything you'd like to know about. But this was basically the idea where just showing you how you can take one letter and really make a much more interesting lesson for yourself. These are the kinds of things that we do in Frederick. So if you have that app already, you can actually create things like this where we're looking at different individual words, and then you can look at different sentences as well, see how they are related. Frederick. So remember, it's much more entertaining and fun. If you are enjoying this, you will probably enjoy playing with Frederick in the same way. All right. So remember, there are certain steps that you should be learning. We actually take you through all that in the app. But the important point about this way of learning is it's just more fun. So it's more entertaining. It helps you learn individual words and also helps you connect a little bit of grammar as well. All right. Hopefully that makes sense. All right, if people have questions or they'd like help with busty teachers or anything else, somebody needs a busty teacher. Yes, I am not. I'm not the bustiest teacher on YouTube, so maybe some people don't like that, but I do what I can with what I have. Becca says, "Hello, sir. You brighten my day with a new T-shirt." Yes, people always people recognize my new T-shirt. This is actually an old one. I just haven't worn it in a while. All right, so I used to have a teacher like that. Very good. Yes, the busty teachers are often memorable teachers. I remember. Hell for a busy teacher. That's right. What's the best way to start learning? Well, if you mean like if you're trying to teach someone from the very beginning, or if you're talking about just improving your fluency in general, the main idea is to eliminate doubt for individual words, phrases, grammar points, pronunciation, the same kind of thing. And so this video is just a simple demonstration of how you can do that with an individual word, even just like an individual letter. So you can take one letter and learn the differences. So here, people might doubt, is there a difference in pronunciation? These are actually the same, but we want to make sure the spelling is correct. So 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 has 4 letters over here, and 4, this is just for something, like I did it for you. The pronunciation is exactly the same though. 4, okay? But Frederick, again, if you'd like to go through the app and actually teach yourself these pronunciations, learn how to correct these errors before you make them, Frederick will help you do that. All right. So in general, whatever you're learning, whether it's pronunciation or grammar, hopefully this also shows you that we don't really want to learn just grammar by itself. It's not really possible to do that. You always learn grammar with pronunciation or with vocabulary and even understanding kind of jokes and humor, that kind of thing as well. All right. So the more things that you can learn at the same time, the more confident you will become. Cam says it's so hot. Let's see, help from a busty teacher. That's right. Yes, if you need help from a busty teacher, that would mean maybe you're trying to get away from the busty teacher. All right, New Naturals is hello from Morocco. How a beat, chase, chess, and some word like those. Yeah, so you can use the same thing. The goal, again, is to understand something by only changing one letter. So it's easier for your mind to understand the difference. Let's say we have a word like chase. We might take, let's see, we could either, and you don't have to make an actual word from this either. Part of this is like when you're teaching kids, these are called nonsense words, like this. If we just erase the E and we get chas. So we get chas is not a word, at least not a word that I know of, but chas and chase. And here we're just learning about the difference between how these are pronounced differently. So we've got chase, chas, chase, chas, chase, chas, chase, chas. So we might have chase, or we might have haste, or we might have has. Ooh, we got hope for busy teachers. Hope for busy teachers is also entertaining. All right. Hello from Canada, says Melinda. Zoe asks, what is Frederick? Frederick is an app, so you can click on the link in the description below this video to learn more about that. But it will teach you pronunciation and let you compare the different sounds of words when you change different letters, like this. And you get to hear my voice and hear me pronounce over 2,000 words and sentences. And we also have images for each of the words that you learn. So it's much better for trying to learn pronunciation than just taking a word and repeating it again and again. Really, you become much more fluent and confident as you can compare different things and understand how they're different. Okay, so you understand the rules naturally the same way a child would. And this is why you have kind of games like this often in children's TV shows. Let's see, Diana says, this is my first time hearing that words under busy with the letter Y. Words under busy with the letter Y. Like busty and dusty. Yeah, so again, this is another way to improve your pronunciation, but also your vocabulary. So I want to make it kind of fun and entertaining for you. But so when I see things like this, natives, you know, maybe with like, especially a guy's mind, we're thinking like, oh, okay, we take busy and put a T in there and now we get busty. Just like, because I thought it would be funny just as a joke, like, because this is a poster for like it's like a teaching conference. So I thought it would be funny if I go and like just put a T in there. So at this conference, people would walk by and say, oh, that's interesting, help for busty teachers. Like, do you also help non-busty teachers? Anyway, I'm too entertained by this lesson, I think. But all right, let's see. Help far. Yeah, you could help a far busy teacher as well. Hope for busy teachers. Teacher, I have a question. The pronunciation is the same, but the meaning is different. Examples, reach and rich. No, these pronunciations are different. And again, Frederick is the place to find all of these pronunciations and hear me say them. Okay, so the word rich. Rich, this is a short vowel I sound. I. We have I, and the CH, ch, rich, like, ooh, that's a rich, like a lot of money, or we could talk about a chocolate being rich, like very dense and flavorful, rich. But reach, this is long vowel E sound, so the E, re, and then the same this. So here we're just changing this middle sound here, but it is different, okay? So rich and reach, all right? So two different words, two different sounds. They don't sound the same, but these are the kinds of things as you listen and you can compare them. So in the app, if you're listening to something like reach versus preach, all right, or bleach or something, we want to have different letters, and you actually learn the differences between one word that actually sounds like another word. So even if they could be pronounced the same, but they're actually different words, like leak and a leak. These are two different words. They're pronounced the same though. So leek, this is a kind of vegetable, like an onion, a leek. And this kind of leak is like we have like a pipe with water dripping out of it. A leak. So same pronunciation, but different sound. Now, very quickly, just a general rule for pronunciation is if you have two vowels like this, we usually say if two vowels go walking, the first vowel does the talking. So this is a rule that young children will often learn. So e, k. So we have two vowels, they're both E, so this makes the long E sound. And the same thing over here, we have two vowels walking together, so the E and the A, and so we have the E. So the first vowel does the talking. So if two vowels go walking, the first vowel does the talking. Okay? So typically the EA has the long E sound. All right. Hope for a better world. Yes, good idea. Mohammed says he's for, that's right, yeah, he's for busy teachers, that's right. Someone could be for busy teachers, like if I'm, like I believe in busy teachers, you know, or busty teachers for that matter. MBO says, do you recommend using English to English dictionary? Sure, an English to English dictionary would be better than using an English to whatever your native language is. But naturally varied review is even better because it's nice to get a definition, but we want to also hear other words and other examples of when we might use that same vocabulary. So if, for example, you hear a word, I recommend Youglish.com. So you can put in a word you're looking for and it will find examples for you. So if you, whatever, like we find a word like reach and we put that into Youglish, it will find examples of that word for us and let you hear many different people saying it. So that's a good way to do that. Let's see. Help for a lusty teacher. That's right, and a lusty teacher as well. New here, looks like the Brazil and American flags from Valderi. D says bridge. Bridge also sounds similar. Bridge. Melinda, could you explain the difference between will do and will be doing? This is not the time for that lesson. Unfortunately, that would be kind of like a long thing. But I think if you check our channel for that, because I think I've covered that before. This is also something we cover in Fluent for Life. I don't want to talk about like a whole grammar point. We don't have so much time today, unfortunately. But if you have questions about pronunciation, something like that, something shorter that I can help you with, let me know. But maybe we'll save that for another video. Daz says, what should intermediate learners do every day? You should find vocabulary and try to understand it like a native by getting lots of examples. The point is, I would actually even start with, so someone who is an intermediate learner, a better thing to do would be to think about what words you still have trouble with, and then try to erase the doubt for those particular words. So if you know vocabulary already, but you don't feel confident about using it, then you have a doubt about the vocabulary, something about it. Whatever that is, you should solve that issue. Youglish is a good way to do that. Fluent for Life, obviously, is a good way to do that as well. And you can find more about the programs in the description below this video. But in general, it's just about removing doubt. So any doubt you have will stop you from speaking. So remove the doubt for those individual words and phrases. That will take you from being an intermediate learner to a confident, fluent one. All right, we do our job. Help for fatty teachers as well. Yes, that's true. You could have for fatty teachers. Or you could just say fat teachers, you know. A new natural English, too simple English. Great mnemonic, says the receiver. Yep. The white Negro. English will be, in my opinion, a dead language. Russian and Mandarin will prevail. Yeah, it's possible. The interesting thing about Mandarin is using it for coding, which becomes much more difficult. So like the foundation of the internet is really all in English and like that, those kinds of characters. So I suppose you'd have to still learn that anyway. So it's possible like Russian and Chinese will maybe overtake English, but I can't say for sure. Let's see, Neil says, how do I say entrance? Entrance. And Most says, how's it going out there in Japan? Well, it's going all right. It's a sunny day today. We've had some colder and rainier weather the past few days, but you know, I put on a yellow shirt and now everything's bright and sunny. All right, look at that. How are we doing for time though? All right, we're gonna have to close it down. I don't have, unfortunately, much time today, but hopefully this quick video just gave a good example of how you can improve your pronunciation. Try to think about when you see English words or sentences, think about how you could change something and how that would change the sentence. And you can take something like that and actually put that into Youglish, or you can look it up in Frederick, most of the words that we have. We don't have busty. Busty is not in Frederick. But other words that do have this same kind of pronunciation, you would learn them in Frederick as well. All right. So let's see, any final questions over here? Let's see, Lucas says 101 users and 42 likes. Well, you know, it takes effort to click the button, you know. It's easier to not click the button. Let's see. So New Natural says, good without you, son. Let's see. Could you please pronounce roundabout? Roundabout. English is my passion. Glad to hear it. Like says Valdera. I just found you. You are damn good, man. That's right. coming from the white Negro. That's all right. Well, hopefully everybody is enjoying this. Enjoy the English language before it's overtaken by Russian and Chinese. We'll see how long that takes. No one knows the future, but I'm still enjoying the language. And you can also learn multiple languages without worrying about one becoming a dead language. I don't think English is going anywhere soon, but we'll see. Diana says, I'm trying to guess a definition of a word, and I'm not sure I got it right. Should I use a translation? Well, just use an English to English dictionary. Someone asked about that above. But yeah, just use an English to English dictionary, and it should be fairly easy to understand something if you can do that. Also, I would just get more examples of that thing, like Youglish, for example, or even just searching right here on YouTube. So looking for a particular word, whatever that means. Another thing I do is if you do a Google image search, so not a regular Google word search, but an image search. So let's say I don't know, like I hear the word bridge, and I don't know exactly what that means. I do a Google image search for that, and I will probably find lots of pictures of bridges. And so this is a physical thing, but you might find maybe a bridge between two people. That's a same idea about a bridge as well, like a bridge between cultures or something. So something might not necessarily be a physical thing, but would still have some kind of images associated with that. So before you just get a translation of something, really try to understand that the same way a native would as much as possible. All right. I'm just thinking the more you can do that, the more you will start speaking like a native. All right, good question. Should I learn words in topics or from a list, words like B1, B2 teacher? Thank you very much. Well, I would focus on whatever you need for your life. That's the way we do it with Fluent for Life. So our program, like let's say you want to learn about hospitals or taking care of pets or business or whatever that thing is. If you need that English for your life, focus on that. So don't begin with a random word list. You think about what are the situations where you need to use English and what vocabulary might you be using in those situations, then focus on that vocabulary. So that's what I would do. Like if I'm teaching someone like personally or whatever, that's what I would just say, where are you using English? What is the goal here? So that's what we do in Fluent for Life. All right, that means I like it. Well, glad to hear it. It's my pleasure. Carlos says, hi, good evening from Venezuela. I like to interact and work. Hola, Carlito from Venezuela. Me gusta Latina lengua. How do you say man versus men, tan versus, I can't read that. It looks like the comment got cut off at maybe 10, I'm guessing. So man and men. Man, men. And tan, 10. Again, if you want to hear me pronounce these things over and over and actually compare all the different sounds, just get Frederick. It's all in the app. So I've made all of those for you, 10 and 10, yeah. Even 90-minute lessons with you are not enough. Make them somehow even longer. Yes, we would say even longer rather than even more longer. But yes, I know some people just watch more of them. Watch 2 or 3 videos. I've got over 600 videos here. Plus we have all the content in Fluent for Life. That's hundreds of videos as well. It's taken a long time to make all that. So rather than, and again, this is what people always want more. They always want new, but most people are watching my things and have not seen all of them at all. So there's definitely plenty to go back and watch if you'd like. Hello, thank you for the classes, Juanita. It's my pleasure. Ricardo says, bought and brought have the same pronunciation? No, because we have that R in there. So we have bought, like I bought something today at a store, to buy, like the past tense of buy. So bought, this is the same sound as ah, baw, actually this whole thing. O-U-G-H, ah. So bought, bought, and this is a brought, so the past of ring, like bring. So bring, brought. Bought, brought. So this is a blend here, 2-letter blend, brought, brought. Funniest video with your dad was the best ever. Yes, we have a couple of those in Fluent for Life. Actually, I did a couple of videos with my dad. Demis says Brazil is in the house. Yes, actually, quite a few Brazilians in the house. Brother says, this live do you usually do every day? No, I do not. Typically, these lives are maybe once a week. I think this month it's usually my Monday and Thursday that I do these videos. All right. Hopefully that makes sense. Mohammed says, actually, I can speak English fluently, but sometimes I can't speak faster, and if I try to speed out, I struggle. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, but if your problem is fluency, but you just want to speak faster, I would practice the same thing and just try to say it faster, maybe say some tongue twisters or something. But figure out what the specific issue is that's blocking you, and then try to solve that thing. Carlos says, how many weeks do you think I can dedicate to your intensive course? How many weeks do you think I can dedicate? Well, I don't know what you can do, but if you're talking about Fluent for Life, it's designed to help people in 15 minutes a day. Everybody should have at least 15 minutes a day, but it's going to give you faster results than really doing anything else. So if you can spend more time, you will get faster improvement. But hopefully you have at least 15 minutes a day that you can learn. So there's people who want to basically just have me get them fluent without them having to do much thinking. But yes, the whole point is to do it quickly and easily and not take so much time in your day. Joseph says, how can I differentiate between can and can't when speaking fast? Typically it's from the context, and I've explained this in videos before where you can look at somebody's face, so not only listening to what they say, but if I say, yeah, I can do that. Yeah, I can do that. So I'm nodding, moving my head up and down. Yeah, I can do that. I can do that. Or no, I can't do that. I can't do that. I can't do that. So pay attention. It's a little bit more difficult if you can't see the person, but the more pieces of input that you have, like how they look or their body language or specific movements they make. Let's see, Joyce says, in the future, I want to be an English teacher. Do you think non-native people like me should know a lot of things about every topic? Well, you should know what you're teaching, whatever that is, at the bare minimum. But yeah, depending on what you want to do. But you should know more than the student. You don't realistically need to know more than a lot more than the student. To teach someone, you need to know a little bit more than them, at least. So often parents are teaching their children at home, like native parents are teaching their kids, and they're not qualified teachers. They don't have a degree or anything, but they're still teaching their kids. Let's see, Carlos again. I want to speak with the American accent, East Coast. Well, then you need to listen to more people with that accent. That's how you do it. Let's see. Lucas says, outside Japan, Sao Paulo in Brazil, there are more Japanese in the world. Yes, I know you have a lot of population of, I actually have some friends out here from Brazil, and the husband is Japanese. Juanita says, do you have videos for TOEFL? No, we don't specifically teach people for tests. So if you're looking for a specific test prep, you should look elsewhere, but we do help people become better speakers, and that's what actually helps you on the test. Catherine says, hello from, looks like, California. All right, well, that should be it. Again, I wanted to make just a quick video. Let's see, Kevin says, user being logged out. Does this sentence mean that the user is being intentionally signed out of a system? Yes, it would mean, yes, a user is being logged out, maybe they didn't try to do that, but not necessarily. It could mean they logged themselves out and now they are going through the process of logging out like that. So you could describe it either way. Which state of America people do speak English more clearly? Midwest is pretty good for natural speaking that's easier to understand. That's where I'm from, Chicago. All right, but if you do have more questions, especially about pronunciation, or you're nervous about which way or how do I spell a particular word, we're going to help you do that in Frederick. Fluent for Life, obviously that covers everything, much more than just spelling and pronunciation. But if you just want the app, Frederick will help you do that. All right, last questions over here. Sebastian says, I know there are 12 tenses, but which ones are important? Well, I don't know, it's like saying there are many pieces of a car, but which one is important? You know, they're all necessary. So it just depends on what you're speaking about, and you should really know everything if you're trying to be prepared for conversations and you don't know like exactly what you will need. So rather than thinking about some tenses, obviously some tenses are used more frequently than others. Like if I'm just saying something happened in the simple present or the simple past, that would be more frequently used. Chicago, yes, I didn't know that. How to use these two words, hustle and hustle. It's the same pronunciation, hustle and hustle. But like hustle, like, let me see. Yeah, I mean the pronunciation is the same. Is that what you're asking about, or like the definition of those? Anorex says, thank you, sir. Take care of yourself. My 16-month-old toddler already speaks 3 English words fluently. Hello, up, and papa. Very good. Yep. So that's the key. We get fluent in individual words and phrases. Catherine says, can you teach Japanese? Love to learn Japanese from you. I could teach some Japanese, and I do occasionally, just for examples, on these videos, but I don't. I wouldn't recommend you learn Japanese from me. I'd recommend you learn it from people who are also people who, number one, are native speakers. I would recommend that because they know more than just the language. They know the culture and vocabulary and like anything else you would want to know. But they would also be able to help you with like understanding like things that like a child might learn it, and ideally they're also able to teach you Japanese as a first language. I know not many people do that, but that's what you would be looking for. All right, but sometimes I continue to do that. Koff says, best teacher ever. Glad to hear it, Catherine. Will, that would be awesome. Well, we'll see. Maybe I'll do like a Japanese thing. Watch my lessons occasionally. You will see some Japanese lessons in there. All right. Have a fantastic day. Again, if you would like to learn more about programs, you've got Frederick and Fluent for Life. You can click on the links in the description below, and I will see you in the next video, which should be Monday, my time here. Bye-bye.